Archers, attack! Keep firing! Let none escape! Another down! Do not relent!
It's getting hot in August. You better open your wallets and buy them tendies. I'm Slidewhistle.
It's your boy, Immunization, wailing as much as he can for these $5 200 tendies that got the whole world chattering.
Oh ho ho boy, I'm Aaron, Fire Mage Extraordinaire and Horde Punching Bag, and I'm excited to spend my $5 200 tendies on, a bow, I guess, or 2 pairs of gloves. Finally, pay to win.
I mean, I guess we can just hop into that unless you guys want to talk about something else, because this has been quite the talk of the town this week, at least on the Twitterverse.
If we're gonna get
open
canceled,
with
might as well get canceled right at the beginning.
So Blizzard, Ian did the thing that he said he was gonna do. He personally attached.
He snuck it in like he was Santa Claus. He snuck through the chimney and put 200 tenders on the corsage bundle, which was just, I believe you get 2 corsage aesthetics for $5 on the Blizzard store. So yes, finally, tendies are for money. Asterix.
Technically, tendies were always for money because Dragonflight was bundled with 600 tendies. We all bought tendies and we didn't know it. Well, we knew it.
So basically, I would say like almost everyone that I see come across online is angry about this in one way or another. And I don't know about y'all, but I'm just really confused. They're like severely overreacting, saying that like the Blizzard ruins everything it touches, that like this is just so egregious and it's like pay to win and it's like real money now being introduced into the game for... I'm just like, first off, guys, like there have been like pay for cosmetics in the Blizzard shop for like how long now? Like almost as long as we've been playing, right?
Yeah, I think it's been a long time. It's weird. It seems to boil down to people's main complaint is it's a slippery slope to more microtransactions, which is, I'm like, okay, well, we're well on that slope. We've been on that slope for a long time. Like, who cares?
The game is a monthly to every 6 month, every 3 monthly payment. You can buy mounts, you can buy services, you can buy I understand. It's like, well, I don't want more things to buy. But it's like, this is certainly not the opening of the floodgates.
It's like, I don't know. We knew it was coming. And it's just traders tendies. It's 200. What are you going to do with 200 tendies? Ugh. I've
been shouting it from the mountaintops. It's one time. You can only get the corsage bundle once, I believe. So it was mostly they threw the 200 in there because $5 for 2 corsages is kind of weak. So they're like, sprinkle some extra stuff. And it's also like a temporary thing. You can only get it till the end of the month and then it's gone. It's not even like this particular $5 bundle is the new standard.
So yeah, I've been really confused about why people are mad. Are people mad because they feel like they need to get this to get more attendees so that they can get everything that they want in the shop, even though 200 isn't even really a lot? Like, the items that you can buy for 200, it's like, as Aaron said, like, some gloves.
I've seen people saying that it's making the Traders Tender shop bad, like it's making it weak, and that's one of their main assets, one of the main reasons they log on and play WoW, which I'm like, whoa, is that true, or are you just saying that?
Also, like, it's free anyways. Like, they introduced this just as like a free bonus thing you can do, and like, also, who is saying that the only thing that they care about or the reason that they resub to this game is for the fucking traders post? It's just like a little bonus thing.
Some people really do go out there, and I'm not demeaning them, but they go out there and their adventure is like, oh, can I achieve my now 1,400 in a month? I really got to put nose to the grindstone. I think those are the people who are upset, where most people just kind of get their 14 in like the first 3 days, and then they're like, neat. Anyways, moving on, because that's what I'm mad about the Traders Tender system, is there's like a hard limit. So I don't know. I feel like let's reorganize our anger to that. Let me get actual tenders if I achieve all these bonus things instead of achieving 10 things and then being like, well, I'm not going to do the rest of these then.
Yeah, let you earn micro tenders, like little pieces of it.
Yeah, just be like, you get half or you get a third. Like, it's the way it is now. There's a whole part where it's like, go back and celebrate Outland. Well, I already got my 1400, so I'm not going to do that.
And then I think one of the other complaints that kind of rounds out, I think, maybe why people are mad is some people are supposedly outraged that Blizzard is using FOMO to push tenders. And I'm like, okay, but guys, the trading post on its own, even without buying things, that's also just using FOMO, is it not? Get the item you want before it leaves. Oh, wait, it's going to come back.
Yeah, no, I was going to say I have like 2 rebuttals to that, which you just said at the end there. Like, we've already seen several items shuffle back in. And how long has the Trader's Post been out now? Like 5 months, 4 months? So, like, I don't know. That's pretty quick that it's back, including the one in this month, the one like Fire Mace that like we all held for like the first 2 months is back now, right?
Yeah, I can't believe that shit already. It's already back.
And I would say if people are saying they're trying to utilize FOMO to make you feel bad, WoW is doing a very bad job of it. Like, other than standing in front of the Trader's Tenders post, the game doesn't tell you what's there or what's leaving. Like, and then who knows, maybe they will, but it'd be one thing if like a message came up whenever you logged in that's like, oh my god, the like what's one for example here, the Spirit of Competition, it's back, make sure you get to the post before it passes you by. But it's really, they leave the onus on you still to be like, okay, what's there? You have to express interest. The FOMO only comes when you have searched through everything and decided to make you feel bad.
Yeah, and then like I don't know if the FOMO was the main problem, you think Blizzard would capitalize on it and just like straight up be like, we're just selling tendies for money in the shop now? Is that why people are mad? Because they can't legitimately just wail for everything every month? Is that what they want? Do they want us to be able? Like, I just don't get it.
I think they're mad that that the option to even get extra tendies is on the table, which is just so ridiculous because so many people, like, we all do not have the same tender level. That's just an inherently not true fact. So because I bought the anniversary edition, I have 2 of the things on this month's trading post. I have the 2 of the mounts. That saves me 650 times 2 tendies. I'm not doing math on the show. 1,300.
I was like 1,300. that one's not that difficult. We're grown men.
I don't do math. So I inherently don't have to spend 1,300 tendies because I have the anniversary edition. So what's 200 gonna do? And honestly, what's 2,000 gonna do? What is somebody else having more tendies than you? How does that affect your gameplay? Is it because the item isn't special anymore? Well, newsflash, a lot of these are TCG items, so who cares? Right? Like, that's already the case.
Yeah, and then that just boils down to the baseline that, like, this isn't pay to win. This is, like, pay for, like, some cosmetics. And, like, it's baseline literally just Blizzard being nice. It's them being like, hey, here's a shipment of items you can peruse that you may never have had access to, or you missed when it was a thing before. Like, the aforementioned, like, Spirit of Competition, like, apparently was just, like, from an event in, like, Mists, right? It's like if you missed that, you're fucked, and then it's like now it's here. So like it's just a legitimately, a Trader Post is just a cool thing. Like just enjoy it, you know.
It's also a very new thing. So I know a lot of people are like, betrayed. They really ran me through the ropes with this one. And it's like, I mean, I guess if you fell in love with this beloved system in the 5 months we've had it, but it's not like this is. It's not like light forged warlocks. It's not a years long betrayal. I don't know. They're just kind of throwing spaghetti at the wall. And then now they're like, well, maybe there's little bonus items that you can get for money, which I guess they have been doing forever. Also, by the way, bring back the, I didn't buy the Raven cloak. So please, Ian, I'm being so nice to you. Bring that and the staff back, please.
I was going through it on Twitter with people. I was just like, if I saw somebody, I would immediately tell them why they were wrong. Taliesin, got in the crossfire. Murloc Queen took a hit.
Fucking Chrissy.
Chrissy, what the fuck is Chrissy doing? Chrissy, I think a lot of it too is streamers using fake outrage to do content so they can be like, follow my Twitch stream.
Well, I can tell you something that Chrissy isn't doing. It's like literally ever playing WoW.
Oh, no. Hey, you guys say that. Leave me out of that, please. I've got my hat on my head.
Like,
and
she even says she doesn't play WoW anymore.
I'm leaving the studio. Okay, keep going.
If you're not familiar, Chrissy only exists on Twitter as like a WoW personality who never plays WoW. She's somebody who's always just like, this is why I don't play WoW, because they added tendies to the shop. And then two hours later, she'll post like, ooh, the Final Fantasy Mog in their shop is so much better than WoW's shop. And I'm like, how is that different? How is buying Final Fantasy's transmog because it looks beautiful? How is that good? Wouldn't you want them to not have good transmogs in their shop? Like, our shop's transmogs are awful. They're dog shit. Like, who's buying those? It doesn't make any sense.
I will say she has had some banger tweets over the years, though. I really did like the one where it's just like a picture of like Taylor performing in the Aberrus tour, and then like a picture of Arthas, and then it was just like a little shit post saying that like she's like, yeah, I've written a good amount of songs about Arthas Menethil.
Well, it probably has a lot of time, to make fun memes. She's not playing World of Warcraft.
It's true.
I'm sorry, that one was from outside the house. I'm not in it yet until we move on to the next subject.
I don't know. And then like the whole thing with like FOMO is like, I get it, like if you see things and you want it, you have to have it, but just don't buy it. Don't let your FOMO control you. Normally I would be buying these tendies. I don't want these rose wrists anywhere near my transmog locker. They're hideous, and I'd be a fool to spend $5 on them to be marked with the rose corsage of shame.
Like, if anything, like, you should be mad at Blizzard for trying to hoodwink us into, like, using these corsages, which, like, very obviously they only included in this because no one fucking bought them last time that they were in the shop.
And I will say, once again, if Warcraft is trying to be this predatory thing with their shop and using FOMO to try and trick you, once again, they're not doing a great job because these packs come out every month, every, like, 2 months. It'd be one thing if it was like and I once again do love the game, but like an Overwatch 2 thing where they have a new skin probably every 3 days that they're like, hey, pay $20 for. But this is like pay $5 and then who knows when we'll see them again.
The next month. Like, it's literally give us money for this mount, Tyrion's Charger, and the mount will be in the trading post next month. Like, it's so like it doesn't make any sense. And like Fortnite uses FOMO crazy, and no one has problem with Fortnite's issue. Now, to be fair, like obviously you're not subbing to play Fortnite, right? But some people sub for the Fortnite crew and then still buy all the fucking shit in the shop. I don't know. I feel like each game's community really takes shops so drastically, and WoW's community will never ever. Like, the minute anything's in that shop, there's always going to be a group of people that are just complaining for no reason about it. Wow, my favorite game is trying to make more money off of me? I can't believe that. What the fuck can't you believe that? It's a corporation, dummy.
Also, like, as you said, just, like, don't buy it? Like, they're not forcing you to spend money. It's, like, just because they put it there, and they're like, hey, this thing's $10. They're not, like, forcibly opening your wallet, taking out your credit card, putting the numbers in, and pressing, like, purchase now. Like, what the fuck, guys? Like, just don't buy it.
This is all Beliar's fault, people. It's the same thing with, like, the meta creeping down from the top, where it's like, oh, wow, no, Demon Hunters are bad. No Demon Hunters. Well, Beliar said I can't buy things from the shop. And so did Asmongold, so I'll never do that. And that's literally, I think, what's going on.
Does my man Azzy have any WoW opinions anymore? Like, I know I always get on him about being an Amber Heard trial reaction streamer, but I actually have not seen him floating around that much recently.
I'm sure with the Trader Sendies, he popped up because he's also big on the like
anti-shop content.
Plays Final Fantasy. Their shop is so much cooler than ours. A $53 whale mount, I buy it. No, WoW players will never let me have something that cool.
Oh, well, speaking of this gosh dang darn shop, it just flip-flopped over, and there's some new stuff in it now.
And you know what that means, baby. We're hitting you with August's Traders Post fashion review, honey.
Now, this one is a very polarizing month because there's a lot of interesting stuff on sale, but a lot of it kind of seems like I might have seen this before.
I guess we'll kick it off with like the aforementioned Spirit of Competition, which is it's a pet, and it's 650 traders attendees. Some of our guildies are really excited because they were unable to get it when it was like an event or whatever back in MOP. I don't know. I mean, I guess it's cool, but like I'm not gonna probably buy it because like, you know, pets. I don't want to spend my 650 on it.
This guy is a boot for me personally. His entire shtick was the story of you could only get him during the Beijing Olympics. Now that he's presented here out of context, he is a low poly model that's kind of ugly. That's also a pet, and I don't pull any pets out except for Booty AMW. I will be saving my 650 for this man.
I'm gonna give this a 2. I really like the idea that they brought back. Looks like this is a fantastic month, I think, for the Trader Center shop. And just casually, there's a Olympic Chinese pet in this thing, and I don't care about it. It's priced pretty high, but I think it's aptly priced for like a rare item like this.
Yeah, and if this sets a precedence for them doing this type of thing, like bringing back like things that were exclusive for a certain time for like a little bit of a jacked up tender's price, I'm here for it. But like for all the reasons we said, I'm giving it a moot because I don't personally care, but like excited for people that do care. The next one is a little confusing to me. It's the Ethereal Transmogrifier toy, 500 attendees. So did either of you guys buy this or have this? It's different than the one that
has this.
Why would you not buy this? Why have you guys not bought this?
Well, I haven't gone to the post yet, honestly, this month. So that's why I haven't. Is this just like a T-Mogger, like the guy that's like on the yak as well, or you can just mog mobily?
This is my weak shoot, because indeed you can mog mobily, and not only that, maybe you're thinking, oh, it's a long cooldown. Wrong. You can infinitely use this guy in transmog every second of every day if you chose to do so.
So the main thing is that this man can be summoned indoors where your yak cannot.
Correct. He's a TCG trading card, I believe, from the TBC era, and he's the Ethereal Transmogrifier lasts 10 minutes, and the cooldown on using it is 10 minutes.
You see, that's what you get for assuming I made an ass of me and my good friend Ming. I assumed this was the toy that turned you into like random TBC bosses. So I was like, no, I don't care about this guy. I hate that toy because all he ever does is blood elves. So
yeah, that's what I thought too. So is this new, or is this a thing that you could have gotten somewhere before?
It's from the TCG era, so it's old as shit. It's like Dark Portal era old.
Oh, okay. Well, basically, y'all have convinced me. I'm giving this a shoot. This will be my first purchase when I make my way over there. Now that I know that doesn't have a cooldown, that's pretty badass.
Yeah, I didn't even know this guy, but looking at all the rest of them, I'm gonna give him my shoot just because that is, with this revelation made, that is the coolest thing I can see here.
It's crazy because this makes the engineering transmog item useless, and I think that was actually still selling pretty well. So sorry, fellow engineers, can't make money on that fucking thing anymore.
Well, I guess if people want to save 500 attendees, they could still get that instead, you know?
Yeah, I guess it's true. It would tank the market for it too, so it'd make it easier to get. Next up, we got the Alabaster Thunderwing and the Alabaster Storm Talon. These two are the Anniversary Collector's Edition box mounts that also came with the Ragnaros statue that sits above our mantle looking down on me. Hey, Raggy.
He smokes weed sometimes. I've seen him do it.
Yeah, he's really good at holding joints.
Smoke weed every day.
Smoke weed every day. I'm gonna give both of them a toot. They're a little expensive at $650, but I do really like them. I just think that they're cool. Also, Aaron, did you notice that obviously like Ian and several of the other devs listen to this show. Do you like how they in particular somehow snapped a picture of Growlina to use for the Alabaster Storm Talon Griffin?
The joke I was about to make. Toots for both of them, by the way. Alabaster Thunderwing, it's in concept. I've already bought the Storm Talon. And yes, following along at home, this picture does have a female Worgen riding the Storm Talon. And I was going to say that I just went ahead and snapped a picture for them for the website. But yes, toots to them both. And I do already own the Griffin because I have to own every Griffin.
Up next, they just need to like introduce a Master of Griffins title for you, you know?
Honestly, that's a pretty crazy first 4 items in the trading post. Like 4 big ticket pieces that each cost minimum 500, most of them 650. You can't buy everything already.
You can't unless you pay me $5 to get 200 extra wigwams. Come on.
Well, soon you're going to be able to buy 2,000 of them. Oh, okay, well that's good. I probably want that one over the $200 one. Or the $210 one. Next up, we got my boot, the Ancestral Cleft Hoof, which is a mount you can buy. It's a cleft hoof for 650 traders tendies. I have so many fucking cleft hoofs. I don't care about cleft hoofs. They very clearly can't fly. I like its blue fur, it's white fur. White, dark blue fur?
It's like grayish, bluish, white in the front even. Whatever the fuck it is. I'm giving it a boot. I don't care about it.
Yep, this is a boot. So often I'm like, I've got this guy. I have this particular model, just not blue, like 2 or 3 of them. I'm okay.
So up next, we haven't had these shields, or have we had these shields in the shop already?
No, we have not, and I do very much appreciate them.
Yeah, and they're only 50 tendies, and I'm talking there's a City Herald Heater shield, which is an Alliance crested shield, and there's the Grunt's Buckler, which is a Horde-themed shield. And for 50 tendies? That's awesome. Toot them both.
I love these shields. They're amazing. And also, if you look at the descriptions for both of these, for the item type. Alliance has item type shield, and the Grunt's Buckler Horde one says item type shield. They spelled shield wrong. The Horde one would have the fucking incorrect spelling.
They're just RPing their Horde friends who are illiterate. They can't spell.
Shield. I bought both of these already. They look so good. Gum Gums is gonna love that Grunt's Buckler on my little beautiful shaman girl. Mwah.
Toot to them both. I already own the City Guard heater. Don't own the Grunts, but I mean, I probably will because they're so cheap.
And then up next after this, we have 2 sets of gloves. We have the Queen's Conservatory ball gloves, which are blue, like, the sexy gloves that go all the way up the arm. And then we have the Ember Court Soiree gloves, which are red. So this is obviously reference to, like, Shadowlands, with their naming convention at least. They're both 100 traders tendies. Soft, too, for both. Maybe verging on moot. I mean, like...
Boot.
The white ones were better, honestly.
They could put accents on these, and they just make them straight, solid color. Like, it just looks kind of bad. I feel like I need to see, like, these things with an outfit with color on it and not a grayed out dress, right? I don't know.
Yeah, it's moots for them both. Maybe Ember Court, I could do a Fire Mage set that has cool red arms, but I kind of don't want to pay 100 right now just for the possibility, so they're both staying in the chest for now.
Are you all okay with doing these next 4 all together at once?
Yep.
Yeah.
The fucking it came back. There's a hood with a shitty cloak and then a long cloak with a neckerchief. This time they've had 1 or 2 in every single trader's post. This one, there's a blue one and there's a red one.
The arms.
Boot.
Moot. I give it some moot. I would actually use these over the arm things, but I'm still not gonna buy these, if that makes sense.
I feel like I fell off drastically on these. I feel like maybe on our first Traders post, I was like, toot, love them. Moot, now, like, there's too many cloaks. There's too many pieces.
Wait a minute. Maybe I'm going to give this a toot. Because if you look, each one of these costs 100 Traders tendies. Now, I know where I could get an extra 200 Traders tendies to buy some of these.
They should have, instead of Corsage Pack, they should have just called it the Red and Blue Cloak Pack.
Can you believe that these guys are buying traders' tendies to buy the Vagabond's thread sets? I mean, maybe. Who knows?
So up next is a repeat, right?
Yes, both of
Yes.
these have been repeated.
Yeah, so the longbow and the dagger, we'll skip them and move onward.
And I believe the Crimson Nexus Crescent is a repeat.
That is a repeat as well, but the blue one is new, right?
Yes. This is the fancy pizza cutter axe that looks real cool. It's 225 Trader's Tenders. I think it's a toot. I gave its red friend a toot, and it's just the same guy, but in beautiful blue.
I would be a hypocrite to not give the Azure Nexus Crescent a toot, considering I own the Crimson Nexus Crescent, so I'm here for it, but I'm not buying the axe. No pizza cutters for me.
I'm also going to give it a 2, and now that Aaron said it, I literally cannot look at these any other way. They do look like pizza cutters.
It fucks me up that it doesn't spin. I mean, I know it would have taken a lot of programming, but come on, Blizz, just make them spin like a darn cutter.
Then we got some cool. We can do these 4 together as well. Or how about this? We can do 2 and 2. So we have the Aquamarine Fellfire Bulwark and the Ruby Fellfire Bulwark, which are just shields that are Necrolord coated and Venthyr coated. One's like that sickly ghostly green, and one's like that embery red. I'm gonna give them a toot.
I have a question for you guys. I'm going to give them a toot as well. They're a little expensive at 400, but my question for you guys is, so several assets in this Trader's Post right now very obviously are themed in the sense of Shadowlands Covenants. Why were these just not like available then? Were they purposely holding on to them for this, knowing that this was coming out in the future?
I don't think so. I think they made some of these new guys or just recolored, and then I don't know. They probably just dartboarded like Shadowlands. It would not surprise me if other ones from the past, like the Azure and Scalesworn, Shard of the Frozen Secrets, those are like very specifically Malagos, Koldara coded. I think just randomly they must dartboard places and be like, that's where that one's from.
I almost wonder if, like, in their assets folder, they just have everything, like, sorted, you know, like they have this, like, ghostly Necrolord green that they could easily access and paste over any asset, you know what I mean? So they probably just, like, this theme is going to be vaguely Shadowlands. Let's make these things Shadowlands colors, I guess.
Also, I forgot to give my opinion soft to these guys. They're both really cool, but 400 seems like a lot. It's just one shield, and you're going to tell me it's 2/3 of a mount?
Okay, but part of the reason I'm sure actually is because it has spikes on it. There's only really one shield that has spikes on it, and it's the TBC, that cool one, as whatever Guard Doom, whatever it's called. This one is kind of
my favorite, Azur Guard Doom.
Yeah, I think that's pretty accurate, right? Right, Warriors?
Yeah, you know, I've been trying to farm the Azur Garboon for a while now, and it just hasn't happened, you know?
I have it. Next up, we got 2 swords, also colored Necrolord and Venthyr color, the Aquamarine Fellfire Split Blade, and the Ruby Fellfire Split Blade. Weirdly enough, I'm going to give the Aquamarine a toot and the Ruby Fellfire a boot. I don't know if this picture was just a bad picture, or if, like, it seems like the Necrolord effect is going, and the Venthyr effect seems to either blend in or not be existent.
I can see it. I can see little shadows, little goopies coming off of the red one.
Doesn't look as good as the green one.
And you can tell it's supposed to if you look at like the tee up of it, and then it's like also like on the bulwark. Like I think like the same effect is probably on the sword. I want to give them both a 2. I mean, again, 400. I'm probably not gonna buy them, but I do really like. I think they look really good.
I'm gonna give them both a moot. They're pretty cool. I don't like them as much as their shield counterparts. I don't know. I think it's because the sword, it feels kind of chunky. I don't know. I would have preferred a thinner sword. Not to pull a Lizzo over here, but the actual blades themselves a little thick for my liking.
Next up, we got the Crown of Eternal Winter and Hood of Hungering Darkness, which I think we've already done 1 or 2 of these before. It's just the old Cataclysm, I think, hoods that were in the shop for like 55 years.
I was telling Immune off pod, they have rolled these guys out 17,000 times. I think you could earn them at one point. You could buy them. You got a code to get one from a contest. They were Twitch Prime drops for a little bit, or like Twitch Prime
yeah, or also like the weird like Amazon thing as well. Like they literally have rolled these guys out a lot, and we probably have already rated them at some point. I mean, like for the record, Toots, I guess I like them.
I like
Blizzard
both
obviously
of them.
likes them too.
Toot for Crown of Eternal Winter because I like that it makes a skeleton face. Soft Toot to Moot for Hood of Hungering Darkness. I don't like it as much, but also it looks terrible on Growlina.
Moots all around. We got the Blade of Brutal Sacrifice. Kind of a weird one at the end here. It's like a little dagger that has some little root effects. I don't know. I'm going to give it a moot. It could be cool, but I'm never going to use this thing.
Well, I'm going to give it a moot as well, but the reason it's here is because of like the monthly reward. I feel like it would go well with it.
Yeah, Boot. I know this guy exists in, I think, the last one in WoD. Go run that a bunch. Maybe it's green instead of red, but I don't know. 400's a lot just for like a potential recolor.
Our good friend Fury the Firelord makes his grand return. It's back if you didn't have this thing frozen
I was
still.
like, what do you mean? I just saw him last week.
I just unfroze it last month and it's already back. Like, get out of here, Fury of the Fire Lord. Like, I know, like maybe you're like a little like hurt that like I finally unfroze you and you're like, hey, how are you doing? And I'm like, no, I'm not falling for your tricks again.
No need to rate you, but we will rate the month's bonus reward for completing all your tendies, Bones of the Blood Hunter, which is a troll Blood Hunter set from BFA. I'm gonna give this a fucking boot.
Oh, whoa,
Oh,
no
no.
way.
I'm giving this a solid toot. If you didn't tell me that information about the T-Mog toy, this would be a shoot.
Mm-hmm.
Mainly because like Aaron and I were chatting in the booth before we started recording. I am just here for any kind of slutty mog that like the guys can have their cheeks out, you know? Like give me the cheeks and give me these tattoos. They're cool.
Don't get tattoos. That's part of the troll thing, isn't it? Isn't that part of the troll set?
No, you get the tattoos. You do.
So a human gets to wear these tattoos?
Yeah, like a Worgen, which like tattoos would not show up on them because they have fur. I got the tattoos.
I didn't know. I thought that was part of like the troll stuff.
No, it's part of everything you see here is wearable by any race. However, the only bad thing is that humans and simple races get red feet too. Much like our troll friend in this image, funny feeders do not get red feet, so it just cuts off at the ankles like that. That said, complete toot. I'm wearing this thing right now. It's great. I love it.
Okay, I'm gonna give it a moot. I'm gonna bump it up to a moot, and maybe next week it'll be a toot once I put it on. I haven't gone back to the trading post. I probably already have it.
And there you have it. Another trading post down.
What a tender moment.
I would love to trade these tender moments with you, my good friends. And I have. Now it's time to do something else. Here's something else.
I would say I'm personally shocked that we like immediately went back in and got AOTC.
Yeah, I was watching the Barbie movie, so I missed out on this first night. Was it just an easy slip in, like one and done on all the bosses?
Yeah, so we did the skip, I believe, and then or did we just Slide? Did we just start on Sark? I don't remember even.
No, we skipped.
So we did the skip, and then like, well, obviously the bosses leading up to it were quick enough, and I believe we got AOTC in like 3 pulls maybe for myself, Sin, and I think Cilantro got it as well. I'm surprised. I'm honestly surprised. I honestly thought I was gonna get Aaron and like not get AOTC for like a month until we decided to go back.
I'm so happy we got it because it means I didn't have to fucking pug Heroic Sarkareth for like the 7th week in a fucking row.
However, you did have to pug LFR and normal and mythic.
Oh, you only have to do heroic. Oh, well, I could do mythic, but because the ones below it don't give extra chances. And if they fucking
That's
do,
true.
Ian, I'm gonna kill you. If you lied to me, oh.
He's already lied. Well, nope. It's the second half of the show. I'm gonna leave the 200 tender thing behind.
I mean, the thing is, like, you would never know if he was lying, right? Like, we don't have those numbers or statistics. It's only like what we perceive. So we don't know what the actual code is.
What if the
Whoa,
DPS
that
numbers
was
I
deep.
perceive aren't the same numbers you perceive? Think about that.
Well, isn't that just the that's just the life of an augmentation evoker, right? Also, I don't know if you guys saw this, but like in the new like logs that they've released of like rankings of DPS, like now that like they've fixed it, like augmentation is like busted. It's like the #1 DPS now because like it actually is properly accounted for.
Time to start playing it again. Also, Barbie movie. To go back to what Aaron was doing. It's so good.
Go watch it, gang.
Yeah, so like Slide and I didn't participate in the Barbenheimer because like I don't really care about Oppenheimer because like I don't know. The last movie I saw of him of Nolan was Dunkirk, which is like the worst movie I've ever fucking seen, so like it didn't really inspire confidence. But Barbie, really good. Loved it. Didn't have any expectations. Somehow didn't see a trailer or anything, just a lot of advertisement. And it was just top tier.
I kind of wanted to do Barbenheimer, but it's such a fucking endurance. I'm like, it's a lot of
Yeah,
movie.
to do it all in one day. Cubby Bub and I saw Oppenheimer at a very comfortable 5 p.m. showing. We had already like lived through the day. And I will say, not once did I look at my phone to be like, what time is it? But there was a moment and I was like, this film is in fact 3 hours long. But go see that one too, gang. It's a lot of fun, but it's less fun than the Barbie movie, but it's still a very well put together piece of film.
This episode of DNR brought to you by Mattel. Get your Growlina action figure. She's in a wheelchair with 2 big leg casts for only $750.
Pull her string and listen to one of her many catchphrases.
The training never ends. 200 tendies. $5. The griffin hunting also never ends. Who even uses corsages? And 2, that's just an insult.
Oh yeah, okay. Let's just crawl back to raid. We did we did that. We struggled a little bit to get there, and then we started the achievements. We did how many achievements did you miss out on, Aaron? Like
3. You did
Okay.
3. You did Kazara and then the Goopy boys, the Shadow boys.
I'm trying to even remember what achievements those were. I'm struggling to even remember.
So we started off with Kazara, which like apparently you needed to like dip your little toesy in a fire pool over to the right and click on this thing in the puddle, which puts like an armor on you, and then you needed to actively get hit by the frontal of the dragon so that it would fall off of you. It would do damage, but like on normal, our healers were able to just kind of heal through it, and then once that was done, you could kill it. Like everyone had to do that. I think it was a personal achievement though, so like we're gonna have to go back and do it for a few people that weren't there or messed it up or something. I don't remember. It was kind of forgettable. Then we went to the left side with like the experiments and the amalgamation chamber. The amalgamation chamber is easy. You just needed to like get hit with mechanics on this canister that was over in the corner. Like the circles that target you have to like bring them over there and then like have it hit the canister so that you would like make shadow flame in this canister over there, and then you could just kill the boss as normal. On normal it was easy enough. Like that one also should be fine. But honestly, the Forgotten Experiments achievement was kind of like the show stealer of the night.
Oh my god. I was like, which one was that one? How could I forget that? My weird little friend running around the room, Nutroll.
I was like, is this where our beloved beauty Nutroll comes into play?
Yes. So unfortunately, our raid lead tried to convince us that his name is not Nutroll and it's actually neutral. Spelled weird, but no, it's totally Nutroll. Named after like nut, aka semen.
Nutraal. Also, so he's one of those little bald evokers, and he's pure white. He does not the name Nutroll and a pure white. I don't know, something about it just evokes.
The boy looks like a swimmer. Let's all get to brass tacks here. He looks like a semen, like a spermie.
Yeah, he's like a giant sperm. I don't like him. He runs around the room. Okay, he does the mechanics better than some of our raiders do. I will say though, because he was dodging. He was dodging everything. He ran out of the room to dodge mechanics.
Yeah, he glitched and he phased out of the room for a brief bit, but then luckily he glitched again and came back in. But basically, you had to like purposely aim mechanics to hit him in every phase a set amount of times. And yeah, he was dodging them. It was funny. Kojak was like, "Oh man, I got to take some notes here on this guy dodging all the mechanics."
Was he like flying around? Was he doing dodges, or was he just really nimble on his little feeties?
So imagine the pig in Freehold just like sporadically running like that. Like Nutroll was just like sporadically running and happened to dodge everything on accident.
Yeah, because you had to hit him with stuff, right? Like 3 mechanics. Is that what it was?
Yeah, each phase had a mechanic you needed to hit him with. So like in the first one, easy enough. I think it was just that I think it was just the giant frontal, like the earthy frontal. And then in the second phase, I forget.
Earthy Frontal is my favorite prog rock band. You guys ever just roll up a doob, sit down, and just tune out to some Earthy Frontal?
Honestly, it's my favorite genre. You know, I just went to Pitchfork Music Festival like last week, and it's like a really popular genre there. You know,
me and Nutroll love Earthy Frontals.
And then the one that he in particular was dodging a lot was the Phase 3 one. He needed to get hit by the giant breath, like the one that goes across the room. And he would be standing perfectly in the middle of one and then would start running at the last second and dodge it. I was like, what the fuck?
He would he seems sprinting across the room. little
Could
sperm.
you like pull him? Could you interact with him? Or yeah, because that sucks. Because what if my man Nutty is like, I gotta get to the right side of the room. And then I don't know the guy's name, but the final guy's like, left. I feel like that would take forever.
It kind of did, but we were rolling. We were it was a good laugh time, laughing at good old Nutty running around the room, spraying his goo everywhere. And that's why Nutroll is this week's sexiest NPC of the week.
Oh yes. There is no one as smooth to the touch yet bumpy and vascular as my good friend Nutroll.
Yeah, we alluded to it earlier, and he is baseline Drakthir in the color white, and we're talking like no additional swag of any kind, no ears, no horns, no fins, nothing, just smooth ass bald head, Voldemort looking motherfucker.
Yeah, Voldemort colored, beautiful. It's in season, and not only that, he does have some accoutrements on him. He has horrible veins on his hands that are thick as daisies. That's pretty thick, and his thighs are like scratched up, like he has eczema on both of his inner thighs, and he's just scratching the fuck out of it. Super hot.
But I do want to warn you all, Nutroll is an amazing lover, but he's not a commitment man, because you go and you think you've tied Nutroll down, but you find out he's out here running around all over town. And I mean both that he is betraying your love and he is physically sprinting all over town. He is very fast and will not stand still.
He only has one shot. He's a one-hitter quitter, but let me tell you, when he hits it, it's good.
He will let you hit it 3 times. After that, your achievement pops and he's gone from your life forever.
What's funny too is that so when he leaves the field, he runs over to this ledge and he jumps 10 feet into the air over this fence and just starts doing experiments just casually, as if he wasn't running for his life in the last 20 seconds.
And the entire time we were doing this achievement, I couldn't help but think that Nutty Boy looked familiar. And I think I realized that he kind of his, it's the fact that he's white and bald and smooth and kind of creepy. I think he reminds me of Jimbo's performance in one of the Drag Race talent shows where he was just in this all white bodysuit and then gave birth to a pile of lunch meat. That's kind of the vibes I get from Nutroll. And don't get it twisted. That's a compliment. If you know. This, I'm basically calling Nutty a winner.
Yeah, I'm sorry if you're comparing Nutty to Jimbo. That's a top tier. This guy's in the contention to win this year's. Wow. first annual. The words are coming out of my mouth.
Ooh, this is the first on-pod mention in a while. But yes, Nuttrall is a competitor in the third annual, first annual Best Baker Award show.
We just gave birth to the announcement of the Tuffabuzz.
If there's one thing I could compare the third annual, first annual Best Bakers Award show to, it would be a pile of wet lunch meat.
You heard it here, folks.
See you at the Threefabuzz. Wink.
Yeah, we'll see. I forgot. I got an email here on the pod live email, everybody, from NavarroCoffin@gmail.com. I received this July 28th last week, but it wasn't before the episode recorded, so we're good.
Who's it from?
We got an email from Gershom. She says, now I can say I wrote in. For real, though. My big, shifty, stinky, psycho neighbor's name is Frankie. You mean Big Wet Daddy Frankie? She goes,
no.
So those sound bites this week are well appreciated. KK, bye, Gershie Squirts. Thanks, Gershie Squirts. GS.
GS for sure.
Man, so Frankie's either a really good name or a really bad name. You know, with the Frankies, you never know what you're going to get. Big Wet Daddy Frankie's got to get him in line.
Big, wet, fat, stinky daddy Frankie, you got to bring your brother under tow. Mean, yelly, call the copsy Frankie, he's no good.
Make him into a pile of stinky birth lunch meat, and now we're talking, right?
Just transmogrify him into a big meat mess, and then maybe you could win Drag Race.
You know, that is one of the top criteria, apparently. It just hadn't been known until now. But yeah, that's actually at the top of RuPaul's list of like qualifiers for naming a winner.
Ru has been ingratiated in the drag queen community for 40 years, and she said, never once has any queen been brave enough to show me a pile of sloppy ham. But finally, someone was brave enough.
Sloppy ham.
That's what she's been fracking for. She's been going under the ground and shooting water in just to try and get yucky lunch meat out of the ground. Sorry, sir, we just found oil. Keep digging.
You know, we just have so much oil, we don't even know what to do with it. We just want sloppy wet meat.
We could slick down some of the meat with the oil. It's not the same.
So what have you guys been up to in WoW? What's your week in WoW been like, huh?
Oh, whoa! A spider just came out of my mouth.
Welcome to your week in WoW.
What the fuck? First we mentioned the Tuffabuzz, and now we're talking about what we're doing in this game. What the fuck?
And at the press
but
spot.
I'll go first. Y'all remember time riffs?
Yeah.
They're dead to me. I went to too many of them.
What do you mean?
I have every single aesthetic you can get as a mage. I have every single mount. I have most all of the pets, but I'm not even
How many
buying
mounts
them.
Is there?
6.
Wow.
Think.
Are they cool mounts or are they like whatever mounts?
They run the gamut. The thing is, I'm not seeing them because Dragonflight.
But
so I got the wolf. A Horde member did give me the wolf, which I found out last week. My TT was like, I've got this exclusive thing and I'll never give it up. They're a dime a dozen. Literally everyone has them. I was like, does anyone want bird? And some orc woman was like, I have a million birds. Here's wolf. And I was like, okay. But got wolf, got griffin, which is boring. I would say the best one is the mechanical scorpion from Siege of Orgrimmar. And then that's kind of it. They're all just kind of recolors.
So what the trading post has to offer, but available in a way that's accessible and easy to obtain is what you're saying.
Yeah, they're not the famous mounts that you can get, the cool ones like the Valid Yar dragon that you can happen to accidentally get out of a Legion sack. But if you just want to raise 3,000 points, which you can get in like doing 2 to 3 time rifts, you can get a pink one of those guys that is the same guy.
Barbie colored. Let's go.
But so now I have stopped doing time rifts for the most part, unless they're like 3 minutes till the time that I log in to do my daily Ian's Fringe, Growlina is very much on the recline. She is vacationing now.
You know, that's the thing. Something I did this last week in WoW is, like, I finally actually made my way over to Mr. Hazuko's Fringe. You weren't joking when you said that you literally had to dig, like, pull out a shovel and dig very deep into the suggested content. It's, like, so far in there. Like, very easy to miss.
They suggest doing Shadowlands LFR raids before they do one of the 3 things that arrived in this patch.
Very weird. So, like, I went there and did my first one, and it was the one where... Oh, so, first off, my question is, though, like, do we know if, like, these are, like, personal, like... Is it different for everyone, or is there, like, a daily one?
Nope, there's a daily one. The one where you are a quest giver is so annoying, because you walk in and you'll see 7 other guys who have exclamations above their heads, and you have to track down Chromie. So everyone does the same one every day.
Oh, that's annoying. The one time I did it earlier this week was the one where, like, you have to quest with, like, the opposite faction version of yourself. So I was like, ugh, jump scare. I don't want to see hordization.
You mean anti-vaccination?
Oh, shit.
She came through a portal and she said, I've read a lot on the internet. You should always trust your own eyes. The government
I've done
is
my
just
own
trying.
research.
Ronda Rousey told me.
If there's one person I can trust, I'm losing the accent. If there's one person I can trust, it's the person I see on my television every day on WWE Presents SmackDown.
I've been getting my. I've been honestly, I kind of want to. I've been wanting to play my Frost Mage more than my Evoker. Like, I'll play my Evoker,
I mean,
and I'll be like, it's fun, but I'm like, it's no big giant ice spike to the head. It's just, I've been getting him geared. He's 424 now, 425 now. The gear's been hard to get. I keep getting fucking repeat pieces. I need to take him through the Mega Dungeon for easy aspect crests. We've been trying to get the Immortal title, the Immortal run in the new Mega Dungeon, which is doing it on no deaths, not hard mode enabled. Wait, is that hard mode or not? I'm confused on that.
No, you're confusing it. We're not doing a hard mode. We're doing normal mode. We're just doing a run for the Immortal achievement.
So there is a hard mode?
Correct. That's something different.
What do you get from the hard? Is it just better gear at the end?
I don't know. I don't know anything about it.
Listen,
honestly.
no.
Yeah,
We're doing
I can't
hard
even
mode.
confirm if
We're
it
doing
happens
hard
or
mode.
not.
To activate Dawn of Infinite hard mode, you and your teammates have to pick up 4 artifacts and take them to the final boss. Yeah, so we're doing hard mode. It's weird because I feel like the last one on Nukagon. Wait, is it the last one? No, that was Tazavesh. Whoa,
Yes.
I'm time warped myself.
Well, I mean, like, I don't understand how we're doing a hard mode, though, besides the fact that we can't die without the hourglasses breaking. I mean, because, like, in past hard modes, they actually made the fights harder, or added additional mechanic.
Hard mode is mostly in quotes. Like, it's not, like, it is a hard mode. I mean, like, think about it. We have to carry around 4 hourglasses. If you take damage, the hourglass gets spit around. It's basically a hard mode that's just really on the last boss. The entire dungeon isn't hard moded like Nukagon. What was Tazavesh's hard mode like? Wasn't it just... I don't even remember.
I honestly don't remember it either. I forget
I'm
even
sorry,
how you activated it.
what was the question?
The question was what Tazavesh's hard mode was. I think we needed to... It involved, like, that necklace, right?
Yes, you needed to buy a necklace, and if you had it, then the smuggler guy at the beginning, I remember it being really stupid. His whole thing, he's like, now we can successfully sneak in you guys as brokers, and that's where you had fun names like Lie Ear.
Yes,
and like
yes.
No
Okay,
Truth.
yes.
And then you get sniffed out by the first guy, but now the first boss, but he's like, now that I know you guys are tricksy, everyone's going to hate you so much more.
Okay, yeah, so hard mode, every single boss had something different about them in Tazavesh. And in Nukagon, it was just some of them, I think. But in Dragonflight, they're like, we're going to make it easy, just don't die. And really only the last boss will really have it. And yet, except for the fact that you have to carry on these hourglasses. So basically, like, if you get an hourglass on, like, the third boss, is that when it starts? Third or second boss? If you get hit with anything or, like, you die, your hourglass goes flying into the air, right?
I don't know.
I've never
Didn't you carry an hourglass?
Yeah, I mean, like, I never did anything to drop it.
I guess it's probably only, yeah. So I don't know. I never had to pick up an hourglass. So for all I know is they were saying, who has the hourglass? Who has the hourglass? Who has it? Someone has it? Yeah, we're good. And I'm like, I don't know. I ain't got it.
Well, it didn't matter because we died on Chromie anyways.
Oh my god, it's so hard on Chromie. Morchi. On Morchi, come on.
Sorry, Morchi was hard. I mean, which is weird because last week we didn't pick up the hourglasses, but we just happened to make it to the last boss without dying. Like, we beat Morchi without dying somehow. But then, like, I think just actively thinking about not dying makes these things harder.
That's the hard part. And you can't just use by accident, which is something like, same with all the old ones. But something about this one specifically being, you cannot die if you die, and you can't jump from mount if you're carrying the hourglass. I don't know. It feels so much more daunting for some reason, even though it's really not. We're going to try to do it again Monday or Sunday. We got so close, but Morchi she just hurts. It's fun, though. I like it.
Maybe one of these days I'll show up, but I am not going to endanger your current immortal crew. All of you get immortal, and then maybe you can drag me to greatness closer to 10.1.7.
We have multiple characters ready to run it, but now let's go to our top two, bottom, medium, mood. I've got a top two. Honestly, my top two is killing fucking Sark with a guild group on a Tuesday. I've literally every other week I've been like, fuck, I gotta find time to pug. And if those who pug know, you never know what you're gonna get. It's like a box of chocolates. You might get a beautiful Spanish-speaking Peruvian group that magically kills the boss the first time with 45 players. I don't know how they got an extra players in there, but they figured it out. Or you might be pugging a group all fucking night with a group of pumpers that just can't stand in the right spot. So now, having it done in 3 pools, I just feel relieved, especially knowing, because we're going to be gone this weekend, we're taking a train tomorrow, we're going to Michigan, we're going to SummerSlam on Saturday, we got, how close are our seats? They're close as shit.
Yeah, we got floor seats, so that's exciting.
It's so pumped. They fucking, I almost are going to have a bottom boo, and that's them bumping Becky Lynch and Trish Stratus off of SummerSlam. You're telling me I could have saw Trish Stratus wrestle live in 2023 and you fucking took that from me? Fuck you, Triple H. That's bullshit.
It really is bullshit. Like, it's honestly borderline offensive that they would take 2 of their biggest women stars of all time off of the SummerSlam card, and like the double-edged sword is it effectively is to get LA Knight on the card, who is very, very hot right now, which I'm happy for him. But
Kid Rock is there. If I see Kid Rock, I'm gonna go ballistic. I'm gonna be booing so long. I'll boo the entire song if he sings. I swear to God.
Oh, he's 100% going to be there. He's confirmed, like, going to be involved somehow.
I heard he was confirmed that just he was going to be in the opening intro song. Because the Motor City, Detroit, Michigan, Kid Rock's best.
And then he'll be behind the counter at his like pizza shop that's in LCA. I'm selling
also,
pizzas.
Everybody, Immune hung out with Kid Rock's son, who bought a Game Boy Advance.
Yeah.
Oh, well, yeah, I have a very public feud, like, when I was a child with Kid Rock and his son. For some reason, Bubble Tiger and I took tennis lessons at a place that Kid Rock's son also was in, because his son is our age. Like,
you met Kid Rock?
Rocky's his name, Kid Rocky.
I did, yeah.
Kid Rock Kid?
Yeah, so he was in the same tennis lessons as Bubble Tiger and I, and all I remember is that he was a dick. Like, he would come in and just brag about, like, the things that his dad bought him and, like, their wealth and things. In particular, I remember him bragging and showing off about his Game Boy Advance SP that he brought in. And it wasn't even, this is before it was even released in the US. So, like, he's like, yeah, my dad and I went to Japan to get this because it wasn't out here yet.
He said, yeah, I'm playing a lot of Japanese imports games, as he looks down at Pokemon Ruby and it's in Japanese. He's like, I can't fucking read this, but I'm just going by vibes.
This Roy guy's gonna go far. Fire Emblem was a Japanese only video game for a long time.
That is true. Until his game came out. That was the first one, and then they retitled it from Fire Emblem The Burning Blade to Fire Emblem TM, and tried to pretend like it was the first one, and we ate it up.
Fire Emblem Kid Rock Edition.
I'd love that. You play as like his vassal, so he's just like a useless loser that you have to move from city to city. They're attacking Kid Rock.
Oh, also, Aaron, what do you got? I threw it off to you, but we got distracted in the sauce.
I was like, please, I'm like a vampire. I'm ready to go, but you have to invite me in. I have a TT. So this was a system where it changed that no one really talked about, but you can just buy keys for Zeralik Caverns using like Dragon Quest supplies now.
Wait, really? Where is this?
Yeah, you can go to the Dark Iron Dwarf, and instead of having to fish for them using elemental cummies, random boxes, you can just buy them for like 20 resources a pop. So I bought something like 70 of them, and over the last 3 weeks, I've just been chipping away at the caverns. And this week, I finished it. So I was not even going, well, I was originally going in and actually clearing things out, and randomly during one library, it was like, you found the speck of dust. And I was like, wait, no way.
I swear that speck of dust does not fucking exist.
I found it. I found it in a library, and I was like, no way, I'll combine it with my ancient Ouroboros panel.
Oh, so you got Mossy Mammoth then?
Well, yeah. Well, that was the thing, was then it's like, oh, you got mammoth reins. Oh, if only you could find some tree moss. I was like, there's another one. Fuck this. I don't want to, like, find a third thing.
Wait, no, there's more you have to do?
Well, after you combine the spec with the plate, there's another thing. I opened up literally the next box, and it was the other thing. So I do have the mossy mammoth that I do not care about. I looked at it once, and I was like, this is terrible, and then put it in the annals of history.
That is good to know, though, that you can just buy keys, though, because I was about to be really mad that, like, the weekly, last week or this week or recently, was to open up vaults, and I was like, oh, fuck, I don't have any keys. I don't want to grind any out, but luckily, I did have, like, 2 left in my bag I just forgot about, so.
Yeah, well, you can just buy your keys, go in there. I think you can get something like 21 doors opened per week. I did it, and now I'm the key master.
Well, congrats.
That's the power of the Keyblade. Kradashi, we did it! Immune, what is your top toot, bottom boot, or medium moot?
Well, I'm going to round us out with another top 2.
Triple toot.
And, I mean, we already mentioned it, but I feel like it's worth mentioning again. It's getting AOTC with the guild when I missed it last week, because I could have sworn, I would have bet money on us not getting it this week, or just not even trying. I thought we were just fully going to dive into achievements.
Thank God we didn't.
Yeah, I'm glad that we didn't, because it bought me even a little bit extra time so that I don't have to beg Lynn to do another achievement run sometime in the future.
Yeah, I mean, and the ones you missed, like, were not really that bad. Oh, I realized we never even finished talking about all the other ones. Like, some of the later ones that you were there for were really annoying.
Oh, well, just a story for another day, because something tells me they will not be releasing any new information next week, so come on back to hear about that.
Yeah, you know, all the rumors are true, and by that I mean, like, DNR is now time-gating their content.
What a terrible week for World of Warcraft players. First tenders on the shop, now DNR is... We're not giving you the full scoop. Come back next week. Unless you subscribe to our Patreon. Like these funny folks. We're talking about Command Sergeant Major Terzurla, fourth host of the Podcaster Monkey, Ahoy Vince, Instinct/Drag Race, Azarin, Digital Dave. Mitch wants to remind everyone that Rathion isn't daddy. He's a literal child. Crucifix, Saracen Hawk, Jerome, Seisha Sen Soup, Big Fat Ugly Bugface Baby Eating Adorno says, Arr. Rhapsody, the Rubik's Master, Gershom, Mewit's other drinking buddy, WTF Mewit? Wooly, Big Bear 13, Adam N, Ickis, Vanderlyle, D. Gibson, Slidewhistle says...
Fuck Craig.
And Will, a.k.a. Tire, Trade Chat's fallen father.
We're leaving the ship. We're leaving the dock. We're leaving the ship. We're jumping in the water. If you want to email us before we drown, send it to donotrelentlpod@gmail.com or email me personally at Navarre Coffin
At gmail.com. What about you? Let me find you.
I like the confidence that we jumped off the dock and will now drown to death.
Oh, well, maybe Slide will. You know, I'm sitting comfortably on this large door that is here. There just was not enough room for both of us. And that's why, you know, you can follow me, Alex or Immunization, on Twitter at New Era Alex. You can follow our podcast Instagram account on the gram at Do Not Relent. You can go to our podcast Discord at DoNotRelent.com.
You see, the secret was I was a merman this whole time. Flips small amount of balding hair back. You can find me, Aaron the Human, at The Big Cheesy on X. You can read the show's literary musings at DoNotRelent.LiveJournal.com. And of course, watch me play videograms on twitch.tv/Aaron Do Not Relent.
I will never call it X, honestly.
And neither will anyone in like 2 weeks. Slimmy tells me that's going to change, but the theme is starting, the show is ending.
See you guys next week. Ron DeSantis just vowed to start slitting throats on his first day of presidency. If you heard those and thought, I'm voting for Ron DeSantis, unfollow this fucking podcast right now, you idiot. And remember,
Another down! Do not relent!
Do Not Relent is a podcast within the 3HNC network, representing U.S. Proudmoore's premier podcasts.
That was a very good wish.
Apparently, when Jeb was the day before he left the race in 2016, he just posted a picture of a gun.